Former Maoist guerrilla Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda is all set to become Nepal's Prime Minister. Dahal, who led a decade-long insurgency against Nepal's Hindu monarchy, was supported by 6 parties. The parties then collectively agreed for Dahal to form the new government and become the country's next Prime Minister. Dahal will lead the Nepalese government for 2.5 years, while the CPN-UML will lead the government for the next 2.5. That was declared by the Communist Party of Nepal today. In a dramatic turnaround, Nepal's ruling coalition fell apart after the Nepali Congress and CPN Maoist Centre failed to reach a power-sharing agreement on who will be the next Prime Minister. For more on this dramatic development in Nepal, let's now go across to our correspondent Saloni Murarka, who joins us from Kathmandu. Saloni, this is quite a twist in the tale. Everybody thought that Deuba was set to once again be the Prime Minister of Nepal, and now this sudden turnaround. What happened? Why was the ruling coalition not able to actually come together and form another government?
Yes, that's right. This was a major turn of event. And if we look at, since today morning, Prachanda was part of the coalition that was led by Prime Minister Deuba. But Prime Minister Deuba was not ready to give the first half of the 5-year term to Prachanda. He rejected his bid multiple times, and today, early in the morning, they held a coalition meeting in which Deuba staked claim for Prime Minister position and the President's position, to which again Pushpa Kamal Dahal raised his objection. So this was after the multiple meetings held between the two leaders, and Pushpa Kamal Dahal was very adamant on getting the first half of the 5-year term. And early in the morning, he said this is the one last attempt he is making with Prime Minister Deuba, or else he will look for other alternatives. That was a direct signal of him joining hands with his opposition party, then CPN-UML, KP Sharma Oli. And this is the same leader that they have a long history a few years back, and then again they are back together after 2.5 years. So now this new coalition he'll be forming with the support of majorly CPN-UML and other small parties. And it has been decided that for first half of the term, Pushpa Kamal Dahal will lead the government, and then followed by KP Sharma Oli. And for now, the President's position and the House Speaker position is in the hands of CPN-UML. This is majorly after how Prime Minister Deuba was not ready to pass the baton of the first half term to Prachanda.
Right, very interesting turn of events there, Saloni. Sher Bahadur Deuba refusing to back Prachanda as Prime Minister, that proved to be the undoing of this coalition. However, the man we are talking about, 68-year-old Prachanda, who is all said to be the next Prime Minister of Nepal, has a checkered and an intriguing history of his own, somebody who led a decade-long insurgency in that country. For the benefit of our viewers, Saloni, if you could tell us a little bit about the man who is all set to take over as Prime Minister of Nepal.
Yes, of course. And Prachanda has been the key leader of the Maoist Centre since it has taken birth. And one thing that is to be noted here is that Prachanda Maoist Centre Party has never been in an opposition. More or less in 5 years, or for the 5 years term, they have been in power for at least a year or 2 years. So Prachanda was not ready to be in the opposition party. And so right now I'm in the President's office, and this is where exactly all the leaders are inside with the President, Vida Devi Bhandari. And Prachanda has a long history of, the 2006 insurgency. And this coalition that has been formed has no basis of ideology, because there's a one party that is supporting Prachanda, who supports monarchy and Hindu Rashtra, and Prachanda has a totally against it. There's no ideology basis. All Prachanda wanted was to be in power, and all these 7 parties have nothing same on the agenda. And KP Sharma Oli also shares his views on the foreign affairs with Maoist Centre Chair Prachanda. And we have seen that Pushpa Kamal Dahal has pushed to any limits to get into power. And this time again, yet again, he proved that to be.
All right, so very, very interesting developments in Nepali politics. Prachanda, all said to be the next Prime Minister of Nepal. Quite a surprise there for most people who had thought that Sher Bahadur Deuba would continue to hold on to the reins of power. But then, as they say, anything can happen in politics. Saloni, thank you so much for getting us all those details.